Hey guys, if I look a little crooked, I've got y'all propped up on a vase, like my pop socket's hanging off the vase. Let me try not touching the table. Okay. Um, it's just not been good. When you're alone with nothing but your own thoughts, it's not a good place to be. But that's fine. My mom is going to try to come and stay with me for a few days, at least where maybe I can go to the thrift store and get out of the house. I'm not allowed to go to craft fairs. I don't feel inspired to do anything. My craft fair stuff is still in the living room where I left it. And it'll get put in here. I've already been clearing out things in here. Got all my Christmas stuff pushed all the way. Well, that's the top of it. And believe me, you see, it's halfway up the wall. I got just as much in there. But those are pretty packed. Mine in there are not. It's just finding the get up and go to do it. I've never been more depressed in my life. I don't know why, but I'm more depressed now than when I first found out I had cancer. And a lot of that is because I don't have support. People were coming and going, talking to me, being nice, but not one person has stepped into my house. I can't sleep. And yes, I'm taking every bit of every medication that I have been prescribed by a psychiatrist. Negative comments, keep them to yourself. Because right now is probably not the best time to start harassing me. Every day that goes by, I knew that all this, except for the cancer on my liver, the one spot, not the other spot, came up in 3 months' time. 7:45 on the 15th is my first chemo, and my mom's going to come go with me. Since this time I'm getting 3, but that was explained, and I was a little disappointed, a lot disappointed when I looked out there yesterday, and the average watch time was 8 minutes and 6 seconds. So I guess maybe people were just writing I'm sorry because I said I had cancer again and didn't really care what it was and didn't really care the chemo and everything. And then there were more people that told people that they were telling me that I was lying. That I was lying. And that I was going to start asking people for money on Cash App and be miraculously cured. No. Believe me, It's not worth it. I would never pretend. That thought would never even cross my mind. As long as people are watching the videos and the commercials, that will keep me a little bit every few months. And by a little bit, I mean $100. About this one might go 2 months because of the long list of over 100 something comments, and people are like, when you start going through chemo and you start videotaping in there and them hooking your stuff up and your channel's gonna blow it out of the water. And I'm like, well, excuse me, but I went through stage 4 ovarian cancer and it didn't even blow up. So it's not gonna be any different. I'm not, you know, married with 6 kids, or I don't have a spouse that's coming on and crying over me. So I don't have support. And it's funny because the night before I found out, a week ago, today, the night before, I had put on the Facebook dating. I did my profile. And people were just coming out of the woodwork. And I was like, wow, okay, maybe I still got it. Only to be stomped on the next day. And the few people that I was talking to, I just told them that I was deleting my profile and nobody wants anything to do with this. I'm more depressed than I've possibly ever been in my life. And there's nothing that anybody can do. I want to go on a vacation. Not a, you know, big extravagant. I'm talking about just go to the mountains and get a cabin. Can't afford that. So I just sit here on the couch and watch TV. This is the first time, last night was the first time I've been in here since before I was diagnosed. I just can't think. I'll sit and look at something and I have nothing. There's nothing to nothing comes in my head. So, yeah. Even watching funny stuff, I just sit there and stare. And I didn't cry. Well, not during the video. There's plenty of that all over. Oh, let me tell you a little story. I texted my ex-husband and told him because my son had not called me in a week. And I wanted to tell him on the phone. He said, I'll call him, tell him to call you, okay? I said, is that all you have to say to me after being together for 20 years? That's all you can find to say. And he said, I'm sorry you have cancer. It would have been better off for him to just not say anything, because that made me want to throw my phone through a plate glass window. And it only got worse. Peyton calls me. And he listens to me tell him everything. I thought he had me muted. I couldn't hear anything. And he's like, I'm in my room, Mama. And I was like, oh, okay. And I don't forget, I was standing at the table. At the dishes, at the sink, putting dishes in the dishwasher. And he said, he didn't say anything. And I said, hello, I'm your mother. Do you not have a twinge in your heart for your poor mother who's all alone? Everybody left me. And he said, I don't know what you want me to say, Mama. I'm sorry you have cancer again. That had me on the couch. I hung up on him. It wasn't sobbing. It's past that. On my bed in the dark by myself, asking God what I did to deserve for my son to treat me the way he does. But I know why. Because his daddy and his parents, Peyton's grandparents, groomed him. And inside, Peyton's like 10 years old. Because that's when it all started. All of it behind my back, telling him not to listen to me. I was off my rocker. I was crazy. I was insane. You don't want to be around your mama. My hope is that there's chambers in hell. One chamber I've heard from someone who worked in a place where they unalive babies out of bellies. That the women that did it are tied around this thing with their hands above their heads, getting essayed over and over again, because that's what they deserve. That is proper judgment. But that nobody here on earth can judge me. But rest assured, they'll get what they deserve. They will get what they deserve. Anyway, just an update. I'm going to try to see if there's something I can do to keep me company. And thank you guys. And if you got to the end of this, please type in depression sucks in the comments. I love you guys. Still, I appreciate every one of you still. And bless you in the holy name of my Savior, Jesus Christ. Bye, guys.